owner-operator has been trucking for 29 years and has nothing to show for it. So I met this gentleman at a truck stop. He was working at the Love's at the Speedco. And my rear trailers had skid marks to wire was showing on my rear axle on my trailer. So I had to get all 4 of them changed. So while I'm getting them changed, I'm talking to the driver. I didn't know he was a driver at the time. He was very professional. He was a very professional guy. But he's like, oh yeah, how you doing, X, Y, and Z? He's like, yeah, I used to be a driver. I'm like, I would never. I thought you were corporate before you got into diesel mechanics. Like, no, I used to be a truck driver. I did it for 29 years, and I got nothing to show for it right now. I'm in the negatives. Went through a divorce, so I'm just hearing all these things that's happening to him. Boom, 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 and I got to thinking to myself, I'm like, dang. I don't want to be in that position. And if you're a truck driver, anybody, but specifically for my truck drivers, you don't want to be in a position where you have nothing, you own nothing, you got nothing to show for the time that you've been away. I've been trucking. This is going my third year of trucking. My first year was rocking. My second year was definitely rocking. My pay got cut in half until I switched to this company. And I have goals. Personally, I have a plan of action, a POA. I have goals of what I want to do. Well, that engine is roaring. I have goals of what I want to do while I'm in this industry. And I'm looking at this, and it's a repetitive thing. I'm hearing people in the industry, they spend time in the industry and they got nothing to show for them. Owner-op, lease operators, even some truck drivers, company drivers. I'm a company driver myself. And I'm like, that should scare you to work for 29 years and you have no, like Chasing Andrew Jackson would say, no tricycle, no bike, no shirt. The truck industry just took everything away from you and you're left with nothing. Because this is a grimy industry. This is an industry that if you don't have no plan, if you're not disciplined, if you don't know what you're doing, it'll take everything away from you. It will leave you with just your boxes. And sometimes we'll even take that. So I'm listening to this driver, listening to the things he's going through, heartbreak, have nothing. And he has nothing because he had one injury. He was loading off a trailer. See, he was in the storage. He was in a moving business. He was in a moving business, so he would move furniture. He was in the furniture business. So he would move furniture from one site to another, one warehouse to another. And in one particular incident, he fell down and cracked his L5. He cracked something in his back, so his disc was bulging, and he needs to have surgery. So not only that, he didn't have health insurance. He didn't have disability, and at that point, you don't need disability. At that point, he was probably in his 50s, 60s. You should have money saved up, but it's good to have disability. I'm not disagreeing with that. It's good to have disability, but he didn't have any of these. So now he's not making owner money like he used to make. He got a divorce. So he has all these that's going back. So now he has to start from square one. He has to start from square one. So as a driver, he was a white dude, but as a driver, you have to look at yourself and know, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to start from square one. And you have to go back, like, what happened? What went wrong? What went wrong that somebody could be in the industry for 29 years and have nothing to show for it? What went wrong? It's just my opinion. A lot of people come in the industry not knowing what the industry entails. So most people come in the industry without any goals. I know me, I went in the industry. One, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to make money. But I didn't really have well-defined goals because it was in the beginning of my career, and the job situation was a little bit iffy. Now I know what I want to do. Now I have a plan of action. Most drivers don't have a plan of action. Most drivers put all their money in trucking. I am not gonna put all my money in trucking. Trucking, one, you can use as a stepping stool, you can use to build business. But one thing that I've seen among the people who I see is that successful. One, they have cash trucks. Two, they put money into other things besides trucking. They might start off with trucking, but they take a part of that trucking money and put it to other investments, other investment vehicles. They're not going to fully bet the bank on trucking. Okay? So I've seen, the people who I'm seeing that are successful in the industry, they try their best. They pay off the truck faster. They have a cash business. They don't have minimal debt, and they put their money in other assets. So let me listen to this guy. I don't know his financial background, what happened, but I know something went wrong. One, he did not do any of these things. Two, he didn't have a plan outside of trucking. The job he was working in he just rushed to get in. It was not like, okay, I have a plan of action. I know what I want to do just in case anything happens in this truck. Because one thing I know about this industry, and I'm saying, you're either going to slow down your work, you're going to go local, or you're going to get out this industry. Those are the three things I could promise you. You're going to cut down your hours, you're gonna go back local or regional. Very few of you are gonna really stick to OTR driving. Most of you are going to want to have a life. Most of you are going to want to have a family that you want to come back to. Most of you are going to have plans outside this trucking. So as a person, you should know, what do I plan to do outside of trucking? What do I plan to do in this trucking business? Don't let time pass you by, because 3 years, this is about to be my 3rd year trucking coming to this year. Time is flying by fast. I blink my eyes out, it's already 3 years of trucking. And I refuse for me, and I told my wife this, I have probably two to three more years in me in OTR. I want to see what's going to happen. I might start my own company. I don't know that yet, but the numbers have to make sense. But I told my wife, after I pay off my debt, after I do this, I'm gonna work to come back regional or local, and I am going to look to get into something else. I will most likely stay in trucking, but I'm gonna look to gain another skill outside of trucking. I'm looking to put my money into something else outside of trucking. Because anything can happen to you. Most people, your health will force you out this truck. That's the truth. Your health might force you to get out this truck. I'm seeing some truck drivers out here that are unhealthy. They're not taking care of themselves. I'm seeing some truck drivers that the road, you're alone for most of the time. You are, not I want to say jail, because I want to compare this to jail, but you are away from family. You're sacrificing so much to get nothing in return. A lot of drivers are not even researching this history. A lot of drivers are leasing for 10, 20 years, and they got nothing to show for it. They don't have no bike, no nothing. Me, I can at least say, okay, yeah, so far my truck, I can say I got some investments out of it that I had to liquidate when I got married and I had a quick kid, but now I'm rebuilding that back up again. And in this company, I'm using my 401k. I know what I want to do. I want to be debt free. I want to save money. And you as a driver need to have a plan of action, so you don't end up like this gentleman, which my heart goes out to him. 29 years in the industry, and you got nothing to show for it. You look like this, yo, I'm at zero right now. In your 50s and 60s. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what it is. If you're a driver listening to this, and you're not listening to this, and you're like, okay. If you're on op listening to this, and you're just like, okay. And you're not really being strategic. You're not being business-minded. You're letting your emotions cloud your judgment, which that has happened to me. Every time that my emotions cloud my judgment, I lost money. And there's some things that's worth losing money on sometimes. But if you're in business, especially as an owner op, but even as a company driver, you got to treat yourself like a business. I got to treat myself like a business. And I'm like, okay, all this time I'm spending away from home, all this time I'm spending away from my wife and my child, what do I have to show for it? What is going to be my plan? I got 1 month. Do I want to be in the same situation, me being away 2, 3, 4 weeks away from home, and 5 years from now? The answer is absolutely not. The answer is absolutely not. I don't want to do that. You know? And if I'm going to do that, you need to pay me a premium. What I'm getting paid right now, in my opinion, is not worth it. Now, am I getting paid bad? No. If I'm getting paid how I think I should be paid? No. I'll be honest with you. That's real. Let's keep it real. Am I getting paid bad? No. Am I getting paid higher than average? Yeah. But I'm looking at the time I spend away from family. I'm looking at the time away. I'm looking at the time I can't be in this industry. I can't be trucking and have nothing to show for it. Okay? And that's it again in the beginning. This is like in my situation right now. I got debt I need to pay off. I have to save money. I got to lay that foundation before I can even think about being an owner operator. Before I can even think about being a lease operator. I got to be able to manage my books. I got to be able to manage my business before I manage a real business. And most truck drivers don't, and I'm not trying to be demeaning, but most truck drivers don't understand business. I'm learning. But when I say most truck drivers don't understand business, most truck drivers don't know their numbers. Most truck drivers doesn't really know what this business entails. I had a driver, but I was just spreading. 3 months in, he was an owner operator. He became a lease operator. Got out the industry within 6 months. He had a $16,000 ticket. Excuse me. He's like, yeah, I can't do this. He got out the industry. But I'm like, why go be a lease operator? You don't know that you new into this industry. Why just jump into it and be a lease operator? That was not a smart move to make. So my heart goes out for drivers who've been out there in this industry and they have nothing to show for it. And this is for my new people in the industry. Don't let time pass you by. Don't let the road and OTR pass you by. Let this be a warning. Let this be a warning. This owner operator he had to get out the industry because he hurt his back. And he could not sue. I forgot the reason. He said, I can't sue the company. I have no workers' comp. He has no workers' comp. He has none of this. But he doesn't have assets that he could rely on. He made good money out the industry. But he didn't have assets that he could rely on. He was just on a road without a plan, just enjoying life, just spending. And spending while being an owner-operator or being a truck driver is worse than spending while you're being home every day. Because you could enjoy your fruits of your labor when you're home every day. Then when you're being an owner-operator, you're spending and you don't get to see the fruits of your labor. You don't. Probably what, 3-4 times out the month? If you're lucky. Sometimes, let's say even 6 times out the month. No. Don't hustle backwards. So me personally, especially in this channel, and this is since I'm trucking, so I'm gonna talk about trucking. I implore you to save. I implore you to invest. I implore you to pay off your debts. I'm in that journey myself too. I'm not talking and pointing fingers, but I'm talking to myself, but I'm also talking to you guys. Pay off your debt. Talk to your old lady if you have a girl or a wife. See what vision do you want to invest. See what do you want out of your life. Okay? Because I promise you, you're going to get out of this trucking. It might change. You might go local, or you might stay OTR, but that's not the majority. That's not 90% of people not going to stay OTR. That's a fact. And a lot of people need to stop lying to themselves. Most people going to use trucking as a stepping stool. Most people going to use trucking to start a business. Most people going to use trucking to fund their retirement. Use trucking. Don't let trucking just use you. Let it be beneficial to both parties. Don't spend years on the road. Don't be an owner operator who got nothing in reserves. And I said, I don't want to talk about owner because I'm not owner op yet. But I had started businesses up in my past, and I learned from my mistakes. Have capital for the business. Have capital for you, because you might exit this business. Something might happen. You might crash. You might want to switch businesses. You need to have an exit strategy in everything you do. And any line of work, you have to have an exit strategy, because life happens. You don't know what life might throw at you. And I learned this. I'm about to hit 30. I'm learning this. You don't know what life might throw at you. Don't live life like things never going to change. Like you're on the gravy train. And that's something I learned in the railroad. When things are going very good, when the money is flowing, don't spend a lot of money. Save that money, invest that money, put that money up, because you don't know what the future may hold. You don't know what the future may hold. Like that gentleman, he could not see that he was going to break his back. He could not look at the future. Oh, my back is going to, I'm going to have bulging disc out my back. He was not able to see that. But if he knew that, he'd be like, okay, if he started as an owner, I'd be like, okay, yeah. What is going to be my plan so the industry doesn't take all my money? What's going to be my business plan? Because a business that just takes all your money and you've been just doing it and you're not turning a profit, it's not a good business model. And it's not a good business. And me, now I have a family, it's even more different for me. I cannot just go and I'm going to start a business, trucking business, and not be profitable. I can say my family's dependent on me. I got to make money. I got to turn a profit, and I got to make sure this succeeds. And I got to put the majority of my profit back outside of trucking, because you don't know what may happen. My truck might break down. I might crash. You don't know what might happen. Health-wise, life can be predictable, but very unpredictable at times. Well, I think I'm going back in circles, but let this be a warning to all my drivers out there, to all, even my workers out there. You don't know, work a job 20, 30, 40 years, and you got nothing to show for it. Like what Trent said, Andrew Jackson said, you got no tricycle, you got nothing to show for it. That's ridiculous. We are going to be in a position of productivity, a position of growth, a position of success. That's all I want. I'd rather you be a company driver and you're making money and you're not in the hole as a company driver than if you'll have your own business just because you're a business owner and you're not making any money. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any financial sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If you're in business to make money, and if you're not turning a profit, unless you are a non-profit organization, you should not do it. And I've made this mistake before in business I had, where I'm putting money in, and no money's coming back. And that's money I've lost. Thousands and thousands of dollars I lost in businesses that did not succeed because I did not understand business. And I have a feeling, I don't know, but I have a feeling this gentleman did not practically use his resources. I think this gentleman did not plan for the inevitable. I don't think this individual, in my opinion, understood business at a fundamental level. I feel this gentleman had his ego and his emotions in this business that he did not go and put the money, he didn't recoup all his money and then put a lot of his money into other avenues. And he's not the only person. The other truck drivers like this, yeah, I made $5,000-$10,000 a week, and you look at them, they got nothing to show for it. They got nothing to show for it. They're just tricking their money off and doing drugs, and they got nothing to show. $5,000-$10,000 a week on a course of years, and they got nothing to show for it. Nothing. And it's just a human thing. It's hard to, especially when things are going good, it's a human thing to, oh yeah, things are going good, and just no, do not think like that. And I learned my lesson too. When I make money, I try to put money aside. I'm like, I need to pay off all this debt, because when I have all my debt paid out, I have more money to myself. I don't want to give my money to all my creditors. I want money in the family. I want money and more in my pocket than giving them out. But this video is getting too long. It's Danny K. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. What is your OTR plans? If you're a person on the road or a truck driver, what are your plans? If you do plan to be an owner operator, or do you plan to be a lease operator, let me know. Tell me what your plans are for OTR. Tell me what you want to achieve. Comment down below. Out.